Deep in the heart of the Sambisa Forest and across the rugged shores of the Lake Chad Basin, a storm is brewing that has completely redefined the security landscape of northeast Nigeria as we step further into 2025. This isn't just the story of insurgents fighting the state. It is a brutal, high-stakes civil war between two of the most dangerous groups in the region, and the scale of the carnage is something the world is only just beginning to grasp. Recently, reports have emerged of a massive, bloody confrontation between Boko Haram, also known as JAS, and the Islamic State West Africa Province, or ISWAP, which has left hundreds of fighters dead in a single wave of violence. For those of you following the pulse of security in West Africa, you know that the rivalry between these two is legendary. But what we are seeing right now in 2025 is a terrifying evolution in their tactics and a desperate scramble for ultimate dominance. This latest chapter of the conflict reached a boiling point at a location known as Dogon Chiku. Imagine the scene, a sprawling, marshy terrain where the borders of Nigeria, Niger, Chad, and Cameroon meet. This area isn't just a hiding place, it's a gold mine for these groups because it controls the lucrative taxing of local fishermen and the smuggling routes that keep their operations funded. Sources from within the local vigilante groups and military intelligence have confirmed that this particular battle was perhaps the deadliest ever recorded between the two factions. We are talking about upwards of 200 militants wiped out in a matter of days. ISWAP, which has long been considered the more organized and technically superior group, reportedly suffered the heaviest losses this time around. Boko Haram fighters apparently managed to seize several of ISWAP's high-powered boats and a significant cache of weaponry, proving that they are far from being the defeated force many thought they were after the death of their former leader years ago. What makes the 2025 version of this war so much more intense is the technology involved. We aren't just talking about AK-47s and improvised explosive devices anymore. Both groups have now integrated armed drones into their playbooks. They are using these eyes in the sky to drop explosives and conduct surveillance, making their ambushes more precise and their internal wars much more lethal. It's a chilling thought to realize that as technology advances, these groups are adapting it to fuel their internal vendettas. While the Nigerian military has described this infighting as good news, essentially letting the enemies of the state finish each other off, the reality on the ground for civilians is far from positive. These battles often spill over into villages, and the desperation for resources leads to increased kidnappings and taxes imposed on poor farmers and wood gatherers just trying to survive. If you are finding this update insightful and want to stay ahead of the curve on global security and the evolving situation in Nigeria, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us keep digging for the truth and bringing you these detailed reports from the front lines. By subscribing, you make sure you never miss a deep dive into the stories that truly matter. The struggle for the Sambisa Forest remains the centerpiece of this tragedy. Since ISWAP originally overran the forest and forced the old Boko Haram leadership into a corner, the forest has been a scarred battlefield. But in 2025, Boko Haram has been making a massive push to reclaim its ancestral home. They have been launching daring raids from the Mandara Mountains and the Lake Chad Islands, trying to dismantle the bureaucratic shadow government that ISWAP has tried to build. ISWAP likes to play the hearts and minds game, trying to win over locals by providing a twisted form of order, whereas the resurgent Boko Haram faction under its new leadership is far more unpredictable and willing to use sheer blunt force to reclaim territory. This clash of ideologies, one side trying to build a state and the other focused on pure, unadulterated insurgency, is what is driving the body count into the hundreds. As we watch this unfold, the big question is what this means for the millions of displaced people. The Nigerian government has been pushing a policy of returning IDPs to their ancestral homes, but with Boko Haram and ISWAP turning the countryside into a literal killing field, many are asking if it's truly safe to go back. The humanitarian crisis is still staggering, with millions in need for food and protection, while the very groups supposed to be fighting for liberation are busy slaughtering one another in the bushes of Borno. The sheer scale of the 2025 battles shows that neither side is ready to back down, and the Sambisa Forest, once a symbol of a hidden enemy, has now become a graveyard for hundreds of militants who were once brothers in arms. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think the Nigerian military should step in more aggressively while these groups are weakened by infighting, or is it better to let them continue this war of attrition until they have both exhausted their resources? It's a complex situation with no easy answers, but your perspective is vital to the conversation. Please drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's get a discussion going. And once again, if you haven't done so already, please hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow and ensures that we can continue providing this kind of streamlined, in-depth coverage on the issues that affect the stability of our nation and the wider region. Stay safe, stay informed, and I will see you in the next update.